Business, we've got ordinance number 2023-2, adjusting the boundary of the council districts. This will be the second read on that. Do any of y'all have any questions on that? All right, then under all business, the second thing, permission to purchase 2 John Deere tractors from Allied Equipment Bureau for $120,600. And that's also the second read. Did y'all have any questions? Number 3, permission to purchase 15-foot batwing rotary cutter from Sourcewell Pricing for $25,425.70. Also the second read. Did y'all have any questions on that before we move on? And number 4, permission to repair AC unit at Elmore County Museum at a cost of $5,489. Also the second read on that.
Well, I'm sorry.
Do you have a question on it?
Yeah, so it did come out. I remember we held it over for some, no, that's
No,
not.
We held the
this
Black
is the
History
second.
Museum.
This was the repair.
Oh, and we
The
haven't
next one
got,
is the,
it's the next one.
yes, sir.
Oh, okay, thanks. I'm sorry. Okay, so I guess I would, when it mentions that.
That's correct.
All right, under new business, permission to replace AC unit at Black History Museum. Chapel, I think, wanted to give another quote on that, so this is the first time on the agenda.
But it was on the agenda last.
All right, and we held that one over because I only have one quote, so I got a second quote from Jones Heaton there, and it's included in this package.
It is included.
It should be, it's in, should be.
It is.
I was thinking that that replacement.
5,800.
How much is it?
I got a 5489 from Heath Allen and then 5800 from Jones
Okay,
Heaton.
yeah, I remember seeing that.
It's gonna be the 5480.
When would this be installed? Would,
They're both ready to go as soon as it's approved.
They have them installed.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Do you want to approve today?
Well, we've actually got the grand opening next Tuesday. So the sooner we can get this approved.
that's the reason I was asking when it would be.
You think they'll have it in by Tuesday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, under new business, number 6, 2022 Sage software upgrade.
Jim?
Yes, it's just an upgrade, but it's an upgrade. The costs include training on the updates to the employees. There's really not going to be a whole lot to it. They will handle the upgrades on their end and push it out to us.
Of course, this is an upgrade to our present, no, an update to our present system.
Update, correct.
Eventually, we're gonna have to update our current system and go with a different system. Is this?
We have talked about it at some point before. And the general consensus is that Sage works well enough. But I mean, we can talk about opinions at some point.
Yeah, I know Julie has some concerns about us, going to the upgrader. I was just assured, so in other words, we're not gonna spend this $6,000
$46.25.
Right.
on 4625. And it's not something a year or two from now, we're just gonna,
No, it should last us a few years before we have to do this again.
okay. Yeah, that was my.
And it'll cost us far more to change out the whole
Oh,
system.
yeah, I do
And
understand.
they do we've looked at software before that covers municipalities and general government beyond a basic accounting system like this is, but we will lose things if we do that. So we just really need to deep dive what we use and what we need.
How much would a total upgrade probably cost?
I mean, we looked at numbers, I guess it was about 3-4 years ago, in the $35,000 to $40,000 range, depending on what you bought. So it's a significant difference.
Oh. Thank you.
No problem.
I knew Julie was ready to.
All right, and this can carry over to the next meeting.
Yes.
Number 7, permission to purchase asphalt for pickleball courts. Mr. Brown?
I only have one quote on this one, but I tried for about 3 months to get A&C to come out and give me a quote. They kept saying they would come, and they never showed up. So the only one that actually showed up and gave me a quote was Alexander. And this is for the pickleball current tennis court over at Meadowbrook Park. This is the only quote that I'm able to get.
This is Meadowbrook.
Yes, in Meadowbrook Park.
Now, is this quote still good because it's dated for December?
Yes, I talked with them and that's still a good quote.
Now, that's just for the asphalt, that's not for the netting and the
Just
lines.
strictly the asphalt. Just fixing the current cracks and sealing everything and overlaying.
Yeah, I had a little concern that they said that the cracks might come back.
Well, they're gonna seal it, overlay it, and it should be fine.
We don't know how much striping and netting will cost.
We haven't gotten that far yet.
Any other questions on that? Number 8, permission to purchase light poles for South Main Street.
And this is for the, and Justin might expand a little more on it, but this is for the, South Main project that we're
We're
working
having
on.
an project supposed to let in April, I think.
Yes,
So we have to purchase the poles, number one, to make sure we get here on time. Number two, to make sure they're the same poles we got downtown.
yes. And
So right now, the way the plans are, we need 6 poles for the next phase of South Main paving. Your proposal's for 10.
yes.
We have an opportunity to extend the sidewalk down to Reedy Street. That would require 2 more poles. That's why we have the extra ones in there. And then we're ordering 2 extra poles for Chapel having inventory. If somebody hits them or something like that, we have some extras to replace them rather quickly. So that's the reason it's 10. Right now, we need 6 for the South Lake project.
If we wait until the project starts to order them, they won't be in when the contractors get here to do the work. So if we can go ahead and have them here, they can finish the project.
And we're able to get the extra ones too.
Right.
So,
You mentioned Reedy Street, and of course, I'm talking about there at the end of Reedy Street, and I know there's some, we approved to change the concrete and stuff there at Meadowbrook and across where the casino comes out. You know, I remember if they're gonna change that or something, the curbing or right there with the.
that's lane, right?
Yes.
That's why Reedy Street right here by the gas station that the county's tearing down.
Well, oh, yeah, that's right. Well, is it Reedy Street is where we have the turn lane.
No, Reedy Street goes up, straight up the hill. The next one is Commerce Street, where you have the turn lane right in front of the courthouse.
Is there any, and you mentioned that part, is there any, I've had some people ask about, sometimes people are turning to the left and there's not much room for a turn lane there, not room for about 3 cars. I don't, you just heard my answers, is there any plans to possibly extend that lane or make it longer?
No, because you got the bridge there, because you got a turn lane, we're in a different place, a different part of the world, I think.
Yeah, I'm talking, yeah, you turn left to go
Going
down the
to
hill and turn right, you know, to come down. The turn lane on 231 will only hold about 2 or 3 cars. And sometimes, you know, people will
Oh,
shoot out to the left.
that doesn't, that's Aldott up there, so that doesn't have anything to do with this project.
Do with this.
That'd be DOT.
Well, I guess that's what made me think about, because Aldott is changing that. They're changing it down there around the Mexican place and the barbecue place.
Yeah, well, yeah, so that's the access management down 231, and that goes, this phase will go from Charles Avenue to Riverside. What we're talking about is right here by the courthouse,
Oh,
the unfinished areas in front of the courthouse down 231.
Yeah, well, I realize that, but when you mentioned the
Oh, yeah.
street, it just made me think someone had.
Yeah, and the phase 2 of access management will stop at the intersection of South Main and 231, so it's not gonna come up the hill.
Right, well, I knew it wasn't totally tied to it. I was just asking on a different subject.
Yeah, I don't know any plans to change
Of the
that.
state has ever mentioned it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry to get off track.
Thank you.
So on these light poles, we need to suspend the rules?
We're not in that big of a hurry.
No.
We're okay on those.
Good. Any other questions on that? Under new business, number 9, resolution 2023-2-21-1, lease capitalization policy. Julie, is that you?
Yeah, that's a new requirement, from the Governmental Accounting Standards Board. They've come up with, yet another thing for us to have to include in our audit every year. And we will have to report our leases that we are the let me see if I can get this right, the lessor, in other words, we lease things like the T-hangers at the airport, things like that to people. We'll have to show them that, and then we'll also have to show them the things that we lease, like copiers and stuff like that. I think we have one building that we lease, so that will have to be part of our annual audit. And that this resolution is just establishing that lease policy, capitalization policy for us, so that we can move forward. And you'll notice it was backdated to the 21st of 10/1/2021, because that was actually the beginning of our previous fiscal year, and that's the year that it covers. So that's why you see the kind of quirky date.
Can we pass this, Jeff?
Yes.
Thank you. Any other questions on that? Number 10, under new business, permission to bid roof at city administration building. Ted spoke to this a little bit. Is this sheet that y'all got that wasn't in the packet? If you didn't get one, they're right here. Did you get one?
Yes. Due to the size, square footage of this roof and various other things, we know it's gonna run over $50,000. So we got to bid it. It's gonna require a general contractor. And we got this firm to, what they will do, they will go up and evaluate the roof, see what needs to be done, do a spec sheet, and then they'll put it up, do the spec sheet out, send it to bid for various contractors that are general contractors. And then they will check their license, they'll check to see if they're up to doing this job by all the requirements that we want to do. And then they'll come back and bid the job and be sure the bids are valid, and when they get through and the company can actually bid and can actually do the job. And they'll have various requirements that a company needs to do this type of work. So this is an unusual roof on this building from just past Tiffany's office. Plywood is different part of the building from there back, and this up here is right on the top of poured in place concrete. So this time this roof is gonna have to be all torn off and replaced. It's not gonna be a matter of patching it or overlay. And the parapet walls around it are gonna have to, it's gonna have to come up on them. So that's the reason we get the company to do this. And the cost is, as you see, $5,450. And I'd ask you to approve this and I'll go ahead and suspend the rules so we can get this out to bid.
Is there an issue going on, or you just need to move on it?
Sir?
Is there a leak or an issue, or just?
Yes, there's, you can ask a lot of the employees, there's several leaks. I won't tell you the joke about the one in the restroom.
Okay.
But there's several leaks in it, and it has been, well, we've had leaks for the past 3 years that we've been patching, and they've just been patched and are not holding up.
Any other questions? Under new business, number 11, permission for Michael Proctor to host Beat the Streets at Gold Star Park on September 30th, 2023. Are they here? Michael Proctor? So it's an application. They've done this before, right? So they're just asking for permission for that. Any questions on that? And 12, permission for the Emerald County Civic Improvement League to host the annual Juneteenth celebration. You also have an application in your packet for that. Anyone here to speak to that? Okay.
Good afternoon to everybody. We're here to just ask for permission to do the Juneteenth celebration as we have done a couple of years in Gold Star Park. And we also asked for the Jeanette Barrett room, because the first year we ran into altercation because it was booked out, and we asked that, for that part. And of course, on Friday night, we were asking for the Elmo County MLK Center, so we can prepare that night for Saturday. And we're also asking that we move it back a little bit later in the day because it was so hot. People are asking that we can move it back a little later in the afternoon so that it can cool down. Just similar to what we did the last couple of years.
Okay, does this cover all that? Or is this just for the park?
This is just for the park. So you're making an addendum.
Well, I guess we'll just approve this.
And this date, instead of the 19th, it's gonna be the 17th.
Yeah.
It's at
17th?
Saturday.
Yeah, because the 19th is really on a Monday and we want to do it.
On that
Saturday.
weekend, yeah.
Oh, yeah, on that Saturday,
For
because,
June 17th.
yeah.
Right.
All right, so we'll just approve that and we'll worry about the others later. All right,
I'm looking at the June 17, 2023, super, it's already booked for that day.
Barrett? Barrett?
I'm sorry.
The function's on that Saturday and on the 17th, and it was the last time too, but the first year we had an altercation because it was booked and it just threw everything off. And last year, we had the whole thing.
It's booked in January, I mean, I can call and see.
What kind of event is it?
Bridal shower?
What time?
It doesn't have a time, well, it's at 2, but they have it from 10 a.m. until midnight. I can try to call and see.
We'll just let them know.
So is the 17th event all day?
Well,
Or
we
you gonna make it
probably about noon until the evening, usually all day.
Okay.
But the problem we had was because of the, the first, but we had no problem the past year, but the first year, it really was a, yeah, so we just said they didn't book the place on it.
Okay, well, we'll approve this and work on that later.
Okay,
All right?
thanks.
We need to talk about,
Yeah, there's one thing I would like to add to the agenda, and the only reason I'm asking this is because I forgot to send it to Tiffany, so it's all on my shoulders. No other reason that it's not on there is because I forgot to send it to her, but it's a change order for the, fire station. So these are three things that weren't in the original bid that, we're able to, figure out on the back end. One was to bury all the power lines in front of the fire station so that there's no obstructions or anything coming out with the ladder trucks and that kind of stuff. Two is to extend the stormwater pipe across Highway 111 from where they had it in the sign drawings down to the ditch. So that would alleviate any maintenance issues we have on the access road. And then thirdly would be to connect 6-inch water main from where we have it at the fire station back to the technical center water main, which would give us a loop for the system for fire protection and for some training purposes behind the fire station in the future. So that's the three you have in the packets. One is from Alabama Power, and that's $21,435.09. Second one is change order 2, and that's for the stormwater extensions. That's $47,362.50. And then the other is change order 3, which is $14,668.57, which is a total of $83,466.16.
what's this 37 on the third page then?
So that is supporting documentation for the front.
Previous, okay.
The previous, yeah, that's the quote from Alexander, then you gotta go to the, general contractor. The Holly Henley one is the actual change order, the other is the support for their numbers.
So was this not considered in the original bid?
No, ma'am, this was not. The power company was not, the connecting to the technical center was not, and then a portion of stormwater was, but we're wanting to extend that on down to the ditch. So that portion, the extension was not in the original bid.
And of course, you got to have it to get across to that ditch. There's no-
It's across the ditch now. The alternative, the way they have it now, is just the open ditch along the entrance road to the sports complex. So, you know, I would like it to be piped down there. Then we have no maintenance issues. It's easier to maintain. It looks better. It's just aesthetically a better option, so.
Oh, I agree. We have some open ditches that are terrible, all by the soccer field and stuff.
It would cost us that much over the next 20 years to maintain the thing. So,
And then you still can't maintain.
Yeah.
It's hard to maintain.
right.
And the total is 83,466.16, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, do y'all have any questions on this? Because they're asking to approve this today since they're in, construction.
Are we under 10% of the total budget in this change order?
Yes,
What's the total budget?
6 million.
Okay.
So this would, what we did before was 6 million total budget on the fire station. This would increase the total budget to $6,083,466.16, basically. So yeah,
Do we have an architect?
yes, yeah, and all this was run through the architect.
Okay, so we got something from him saying we need this.
Yeah. We have drawings supporting,
Okay.
yeah, what they're quoting, the quantities and everything.
Okay, so they're gonna ask to suspend the rules and then,
Add to
no,
the agenda.
add to the agenda, then suspend the rules.
And like I said, we can wait 2 weeks if we need to. If anybody has any heartburn about it, we can, I don't have any issue with waiting 2 weeks. It's completely my fault, and I'll just have to handle that with the contractor,
All
so.
right, let's see when we get there then. Thank you. And then,
Kevin, I'm glad.
Tiffany wants to ask about the ball fields.
Yes, I do. We're working on the baseballs or the softball side like we did for baseball in the fall. So we're wanting to add a 100-gallon tank over there as well for our cooking. And it's a rental or, there's a fee each month of $110 that I just need to add on to the Apex that we have. And so it's just an addition. Now there is labor cost, obviously, that will come at $886.56 for the installation and the labor with it. I'm gonna get the tax removed because it was on the quote right here. But then from there on out, we have the 110 rental that we have that we've already got on the baseball side. This is adding to the softball side. You know, pass that around if you want.
That's 110 per month.
Yes, ma'am.
Shoot around.
Yes, sir.
886.56.
Yes. The installation and labor.
Installation.
And all that's identical to what we did, so we're just adding one more on the girl side so that we can cook and do everything on both sides for spring and from here on out.
All right, this just needs to be added.
I'd like to add and suspend if y'all are okay with it. If you're not, we can wait. It's not that huge of a deal. We're about to get rocking and rolling for season. Our numbers did rise for spring ball and baseball and softball, so we'd love to get this as soon as possible.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. If there's no more discussion, we will call the meeting to order. I'll ask Councilman Brown if you'll say a prayer, and Councilperson Tucker, if you do the pledge of allegiance.
Let us pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day and for the many blessings of life. We thank you for this season of the year, Father, as we're beginning to see new life, flowers, and many things going on, Father, of new life in the spring. Father, we thank you for the city. We thank you for each employee. We thank you for the mayor and the council, Father. We ask your guidance as we deliberate on issues and try to move this city, Father. Keep us safe, dear Father, as there's so many things going on in this world, and we know that you're in charge, and just ask you to keep each of us safe day by day. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilmember Robbins.
Here.
Councilmember Tucker.
Here.
Councilmember Justice. Councilmember Gant.
Here.
Councilmember Brown.
Here.
Mayor Willis.
Citizens' comments. Has anybody signed up? Okay. Boards and committees? All right. In your packet, you received the minutes from the last meeting held February 6, 2023. Any corrections to those minutes? If not, can I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I move we approve the minutes of February 6th meeting.
Have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Got two? Any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Under old business, ordinance 2023-2, adjusting the boundaries of the council district. This is the second read. We can suspend the second read if someone would like to do a motion.
The motion to suspend the second reading, even though it's not very long.
We have a motion to suspend the second reading.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Second reading having been suspended, we have a motion to approve the ordinance.
I move we approve the ordinance, adjusting the boundaries for the city council district.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So that's done. Under old business number 2, permission to purchase 2 John Deere tractors from Aldott Equipment Bureau for $120,600. Second time on the agenda, so we can have a motion to move forward with this.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 3, permission to purchase 15-foot batwing rotary cutter from Sourcewell Pricing at $25,425.70. Also second time, so we can have a motion if we want to move forward.
So
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on that?
No, but I'd like to go back to the ordinance. It is proper for you to vote. I believe Kev,
You can vote.
yeah, but he'll have to vote.
Yes, he has to vote.
He has to vote, but I don't think you actually.
Oh, I voted in favor.
Oh, you did.
I mean, I do.
You didn't say
Yeah,
anything.
I will start saying it.
I just
Sure.
want to make sure, last,
Sure.
had a little problem.
Yes
with that a
on
few
one.
years ago.
Yes on 1, yes on 2,
Got it.
yes on 2.
I don't want to go through that again.
I'll start saying it.
I just had to see it.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That has passed. Number 4, permission to repair AC unit at Elmore County Museum at a cost of $5,489. Second time on the agenda. So we can take a motion on that as well.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That has been approved. New business. Permission to replace AC unit at the Black History Museum.
I move we suspend the rules so we can vote on that.
Have a motion to suspend the rules. Do we have a second?
Second. Oh, yeah.
Got 2. Roll call.
Councilmember Robbins.
Yes.
Councilmember Tucker.
Yes.
Councilmember Gant.
Yes.
Councilmember Brown.
Yes.
Rules are suspended, so I will accept a motion to move forward on replacing the AC unit at the Black History Museum.
I motion that we move forward, please, on Black History AC unit.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Did I get all that right? Tiffany, did I get all that right? Okay. It's a lot when you have to suspend the rules and
Yeah.
add and, Number 6, for 2022 Sage software upgrade. Did we have any more questions? Well, let me get a motion first.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Did we have any questions on this for Mr. McGinn? All right, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Number 7, permission to purchase asphalt for pickleball courts. I believe that'll be held over, right? Okay. First time on the agenda. Number 8, permission to purchase light poles for South Main Street. That's also first time on the agenda, so we'll take care of that next meeting. Number 9, resolution 2023-2-21-1, lease capitalization policy. And I'll take a motion on that.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on that, since we're adding it to the policy? All right, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Was that a yawn? Am I that bored? 10, permission to bid roof at city administrative building, and they're asking to suspend the rules, so we can move on fixing the bathroom leaks.
I move we suspend the rules and vote on this today.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Robbins?
Yes.
Councilmember Tucker?
Yes.
Councilmember Gant?
Yes.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Rules are suspended. I'll take a motion if one wants to be offered.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Well, I guess I should ask for discussion. Any more discussion? Aye. All right, very good. 11, under new business, permission for Michael Proctor to host Beat the Streets at Gold Star Park on September 30th, 2023. They've done this at least once. How many
I
times?
think it's the second time.
Second time. I remember him coming last time because I asked him if he kicked for Alabama. Back in what year was that? Probably the 90s. He said no. So I'll take a motion for that. If
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. 12, permission for the Elmore County Civic Improvement League to host the annual Juneteenth celebration. They want to have it on June 17th, which is a Saturday, because Monday just does not make sense to have a celebration. You can have a lot more fun on Saturday. So we need a motion for that, please.
Okay. Second.
We got a motion and a second.
May I offer a suggestion?
Sure.
If you know when this is gonna be next year, I'll go ahead and book whatever additional space you need now. So you won't have, because I know the rooms book up quickly and a long time in advance. And that way we won't have the problem of one room or something already being booked on the day that you're coming in and doing something.
Probably one of the problems is the people that book for the baby shower are thinking, well, they have plenty of parking, and then they're not. Problem is they don't have any place to park, and they get upset because they pay pretty good for it. You know, they don't have a place to park, so, you know, I guess am I right by saying that? You know, they're not upset with the event, they just want a place to park.
Probably park off the parking lot.
The music was
Is that what
too
you-
loud.
Oh, okay.
And there is a charge for those rooms.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it will probably be on a Saturday closest to the 19th, next year too, most likely. So I just do like he's saying and go ahead and see what's there. Did I do a motion in a second?
Yes.
Any other discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, and then we're being asked to add the change order for the fire department to the agenda. So I will need a motion to add an agenda item.
Like, someone to add the agenda item personally.
Second, we have a motion,
Roll call.
we have a second, Mr. Brown, and roll call, please.
Councilmember Robbins?
Yes.
Councilmember Tucker?
Yes.
Councilmember Gant?
Yes.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
All right, that being added to the agenda, we need a motion to suspend the rules to bring up for this meeting, if y'all want to, so they can go ahead with construction.
I can make a motion to suspend the rules.
So,
So we consider it.
all right, we have a motion to consider today and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying, we need a roll call.
Councilmember Robbins?
Yes.
Councilmember Tucker?
Yes.
Councilmember Gant?
Yes.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
All right. Now, having been added and having been suspended the rules, we need a motion for the change order for the fire department.
I'd like to make a motion to change it as to the fire department.
Second.
To approve for the,
Approved.
approve for the fire department, okay? Change order for that. And, did we have a second?
Yes.
Any further discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Aye, sorry. And then, we've had a request to add a monthly fee for Apex to the ball fields at $110 recurring and $886.56 installation. So we need to add that to the agenda.
Move we add it to the agenda.
Second.
All right, good. Add in a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Robbins?
Yes.
Councilmember Tucker?
Yes.
Councilmember Gant?
Yes.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
That being added, they have asked to suspend if you're willing. Or we can hold it over. We have a motion to suspend the rules
A second.
and a second to bring forward. Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Robbins?
Yes.
Councilmember Tucker?
Yes.
Councilmember Gant?
Yes.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
That has been added and the rules being suspended. I'll take a motion to move forward.
I'd like to make a motion to move forward.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. And we've got one other thing.
I'd like to make a request. We go into executive session, max 15 minutes, to discuss pending litigation.
Do we have a motion to go into executive session? Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Or do we need a roll call?
I think it has to be unanimous, so let's just do roll call.
Councilmember Robbins?
Yes.
Councilmember Tucker?
Yes.
Councilmember Gant?
Yes.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes.
And I'm gonna ask Chief Benton.
Chief, you mind coming with us? We'll go back there.